Walking in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at 11.
It has now been 1 week since 2 little boys were reported missing in California City, and tonight we are entering the 8th day of the desperate search. Well, good evening to you on this Monday. I'm Eitan Wallace, and for Tammy Melchuk, thank you for having us in. More on that story in a moment. But we begin this hour with a scary situation this afternoon at a local Walmart, resulting in the evacuation of customers and employees. It happened just before 1:30 this afternoon at the Walmart on Fashion Plaza in East Bakersfield. Police say they responded to a report of a shot fired, but found no victim of a shooting. Police say the person fired the gun outside the Walmart, dropped the gun, and then ran into the store.
Officer was in the area, heard the gunshots, responded, located a subject in possession of a firearm. That subject was taken into custody. It is unknown at this time whether the subject was shooting at another person or in the air.
Police did not release the identity of the person taken into custody. Well, we continue to follow the story in California City, where 2 boys, 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Oren West, have been reported missing since last Monday. 17's Perla Shaheen joins us from their house to lay out what happened in the last few days.
Since last Monday, California City Police have only released bits and pieces of information on the investigation. Residents and neighbors are still left with so many questions. Here's what we know so far. It's been a week since 3-year-old Orson and 4-year-old Oren West were reported missing.
It's one thing when you see these stories on TV and they're happening somewhere else, and you repost the pictures, you repost the memes and everything, but when it happens right down the street, it hits a little bit different.
Residents in California City continue to drive by their house looking for answers.
We're looking for something to do. Look, some way that we can step up and do something with the community. And right now, the only thing that we can do is give gifts, because they weren't able to get gifts on Christmas.
The adoptive parents of the 2 little boys say they reported them missing last Monday, just before 6 p.m. But what happened before has the community worried.
They are going to be here in this area.
Trezell and Jacqueline West are the adoptive parents of the missing boys. Trezell says at around 5 p.m., the boys were playing on their back porch. He says Jacqueline was inside wrapping presents while he went out the back gate to gather wood for a fire.
I came in the house, I saw them there. I went in the house, I came back out. I didn't see him there.
Trezell says he and his wife searched inside the house and around the backyard. He then drove around the neighborhood, calling their names and talking to neighbors, but saw nothing.
So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going.
California City Police and dozens of locals searched the area for the kids on Monday night and all day Tuesday. The biological mother of the 2 boys came from Bakersfield on Wednesday to help with the search.
And I just had to be here because my babies are supposed to be missing from this house, so I just need to be right here, right now.
Neighbors say Bakersfield police and the FBI are involved in the investigation. Police got a warrant to search the house and have been in and out with bags of evidence. They even dug up the backyard on Wednesday night.
For some kids to come up missing, it's terrifying. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Yes, frustrated, and I'm afraid for my babies.
Dozens of residents organized a vigil on Saturday to pray for the safe return of the boys. The mayor and a couple of local police officers also came to show their support.
Everybody's concerned. I mean, almost everybody I run into, that's the first thing to say, have you heard anything about those babies?
Police say Trezell and Jacqueline West have been cooperative. They went in willingly for questioning last week and have stayed out of the house while police investigate. They have 4 other kids. 2 are biological and 2 are adopted. They told me all 4 have been taken into protective custody by authorities.
And that's all I want, is to find my babies. That's it.
It's been a long week for members of the community here in California City, but the cold weather and the lack of information hasn't stopped the search parties. In California City, Perla Shaheen, 17 News.
Okay, and now to Mother Nature. We got a true taste of winter weather here in Kern overnight and early this morning. The valley dealing with high winds, but our mountain communities ranking in the snow. Look at that. Traffic along Interstate 5 at the Grapevine was slowed as the California Highway Patrol paced traffic to maintain safety on the icy roadways. And officials say expect a repeat tonight.
We have more weather on the way. We've had a few spinouts due to some slick roadways. We want to caution people when the sun goes down this evening that they may encounter some ice, especially over bridges, near shadows. Just slow down and make sure you've got plenty of room between you and the vehicle in front of you.
The CHP also says to give yourself extra time for any trip you might be planning through the Fort Tejon area, and be sure to check out the CHP Fort Tejon Twitter page and the Caltrans website for important snow driving safety tips. But there's one other person you can check in with, and that's our Chief Meteorologist, Alyssa Carlson. Here she is with a look at how things stand right now. Hey, Alyssa.
Hi, Eitan, and yes, tonight the precipitation has ended, as you mentioned. It's more the icy situation that we are keeping an eye on. So the roads will continue to be slick tonight, as we do still have ice in the forecast here with those temperatures below freezing. And you'll notice that the cloud cover still comes and goes, but we've even seen a lot of those clouds break up as that area of low pressure is now moving into southeastern portions of California, out east of the desert areas near Palm Springs. So things are pretty quiet now in terms of rain, but we did pick up a good amount, at least for Kern County standards, looking at 0.29 inches in Bakersfield and 1/4 inch at the KGET studios, looking then at lesser amounts here, just over 1/10 inch in the valley, and then into the mountain areas, looking at anywhere from 1/4 inch to almost 1/2 inch, and that's not including the snow. Also watching snow in the mountains, measuring 2 to 4 inches in most areas. Fraser Park, Pinyon Pines 4 to 6 inches, and then Tehachapi was a light dusting, but areas over near Bear Valley Springs saw quite a bit more than that. Into the Bakersfield area tonight, we'll be into the mid-40s. Tomorrow, lower 50s on the way, so it will be another chilly day, but we'll see more sunshine. And then in the mountains, temperatures will be into the 30s here at night, and then tomorrow, looking for temperatures into the 40s and lower 50s. We are going to talk about what's ahead, as we do have another holiday on the way. That and more in your complete pinpoint forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thanks. See you soon. Now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic here in Kern County, and a major spike in new deaths. Today, Kern Public Health reporting 16 new deaths and 1,716 new cases. That brings the total number of cases in our area to more than 66,000. More than 32,000 people are isolating at home with an active case of the virus. That is nearly half of the total number of people infected. A record 384 people are in the hospital with more severe symptoms. That is an increase of 18 since the state's last update over the weekend. So far, 502 people have died from COVID-19 here in Kern County. And a reminder, those 16 deaths today, the new deaths actually happened over the past few weeks, but they were confirmed and reported today. Well, across California, the numbers are also reflecting a surge. State officials say the state's 7-day average comes out to more than 37,000 cases per day. In total, California has had more than 2 million confirmed cases and more than 24,000 deaths. State medical experts warn that hospitalizations could double in the next several weeks. The state says available ICU capacity is down to 0% for both the Southern California and San Joaquin Valley regions. The regional stay-at-home order was supposed to end for those regions today, but Governor Gavin Newsom says the order will probably remain in effect.
It is clear and understandable that it's likely those stay-at-home orders will be extended. But again, based upon the data, that determination will be made.
The stay-at-home orders require regions to have ICU capacity projections above or equal to 15%. In Los Angeles County alone, officials estimate one person dies every 10 minutes from COVID-19. Health experts say the worst is expected to come in the next few weeks after Christmas and New Year's travelers return home. And word today from Mercy Hospital that they are suspending all elective procedures amid the COVID-19 surge. Hospital representatives say the new policy is now in effect at its downtown and southwest locations. Though those procedures are currently suspended, Mercy also says the decision to perform elective surgeries will be evaluated on a day-to-day basis, and those experiencing medical emergencies should not delay care and report to their nearest emergency rooms as soon as possible. A glimmer of hope for first responders today. Hall Ambulance says it began offering the COVID-19 vaccine to its staff. Emergency medical technicians, paramedics, and registered nurses who have direct contact with patients were given the vaccine today. The company says the vaccine has also been made available to those involved in the decontamination process of ambulances after transporting a patient who was tested positive. Now, in the next week, Hall Ambulance says it expects to receive authorization to provide the vaccine to its frontline employees in-house. And after taking a short break for the Christmas holiday, the COVID-19 task force is back at it, offering free tests throughout the week. Tomorrow's free test is at Fiesta Market in Wasco from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. No registration is required and walk-ups are welcome. They'll also be handing out free face masks, courtesy of Adventist Health Bakersfield. For the full schedule of this week's free tests, visit our website, KGET.com. One of the major health consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic is people's mental health as they struggle with the effects of isolation and financial issues. Now, if you are dealing with stress, worries, or other concerns related to the pandemic, you can call the Mental Health and Wellness Hotline launched by the Kern County Latino COVID-19 Task Force. You can speak with experts who can provide helpful information and resources. The number is 525-5900. It's available in both English and Spanish, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. And with COVID-19 cases exploding across the state and in Kern County, public health experts are especially concerned about outbreaks in skilled nursing facilities. One facility in particular has a very bad record of infection control. Join us tomorrow for 17 News at 5 as 17's Alex Fisher examines the past issues and discusses the new concerns in a special report. All right, well, the House handed down two key votes late today, one to give struggling Americans a bigger COVID relief payment than they already are due. Another handing President Trump his first veto override. NBC's Susan McGinnis is on Capitol Hill with details.
The House will be in order. Today, the House votes to send struggling Americans more coronavirus relief.
The bill is passed and without objection.
Under the bill, millions of Americans would receive a total $2,000 in aid, more than triple what they'll receive in the $2.3 trillion package President Trump finally signed into law, which gives $600 in direct relief for Americans, as well as rental assistance. It restarts unemployment programs that expired over the weekend and keeps the government funded. The higher individual payments leaving the president oddly aligned with Democrats and opposing his own aides who negotiated the deal, and many Republicans who have come out against the payments.
Today, I am telling Donald Trump, don't just talk about it, act. These Senate Republicans have followed you through thick and thin. Get them now to act and support the $2,000 checks.
I worry that this whopping $463 billion won't do what's needed: stimulate the economy or get the jobless back to work.
Despite some GOP support, a new bill with higher payments facing an uphill battle in the Senate. President-elect Joe Biden saying today he's in favor.
Do you support the $2,000? Yes.
The House also voting today to override a presidential veto of a bill funding the U.S. military. The president objecting to items in it, including protections for social media companies. The Senate considers the new COVID bill tomorrow. The president's support for the higher payments could put some Senate Republicans in a tough spot, agreeing to payments they oppose or taking a stand against the president. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
And a quick side note here, the office of House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says the Bakersfield congressman did not cast a vote on today's legislation because the congressman is recovering from a pre-planned elbow surgery. Now, outgoing Democratic Congressman T.J. Cox of the 21st Congressional District voted in favor of the bill. All right, well, more to come here on 17 News at 11.
He was not on our radar. We were not familiar with this individual until this incident.
Coming up, the latest on that Christmas morning downtown Nashville explosion. Law enforcement officials in Tennessee say they believe they know who is responsible, but new questions tonight about his motivations.